Hey everyone, Rachel with Back to Good, and today I wanted to pop in and give you a little update because we haven't been doing a whole lot of recording the last few days because we are doing things in the camper, preparing to do our big move to our property here soon, and we've been going through cabinets and cleaning things out, trying to lighten the load, make sure we don't have any excess stuff, washing all the blankets and all that kind of stuff. So you know, we haven't been recording any of that. It's a lot of stuff the kids have been helping me with, and they don't want to be on YouTube. So, you know, that's one thing I wanted to touch base with too. I keep seeing it in the comments that, oh, your kids need to get out there and help you and yada, yada, yada. You guys, our kids do not want to be on YouTube, and we are not going to force them to be on YouTube. But what little part of our life that we show you on YouTube is not the only thing happening. So the kids help us every day. If it weren't for them and all the help that they offer every day, I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. I wouldn't have the time to deal with doing YouTube. So, you know, our kids do help us. Just because you don't see them in the videos doesn't mean they're not helping. But, you know, in anything that they are helping us with, we're not recording. So you're not going to see them helping with this stuff. But just so many of you know, when I originally, dryer's done. I'm doing laundry, so, but, you know, this whole YouTube journey was my idea. It was something I wanted to do. Sean didn't want anything to do with it. The kids didn't want anything to do with it. But when Sean's at work and the kids are busy doing homework or doing their chores or doing things, there's my time and my time to go do things. And I decided to journal what I was doing because I wanted to record our progress of everything that we're going to be doing on our property. And it's a way for us to help share it with our family who's all over the United States. We've got family in Arizona, we've got family in Tennessee and Illinois and other places, you know. So we've got family everywhere, and it's a nice way for us to share with our family and our friends what we're doing and kind of why we're doing it and how we're doing it, and you know, learning as we go. You know, we did live off-grid in Arizona for 3 years. So we've been here in Arkansas since September 17th of 2024. And we've been staying on Gary and Mary's property on the Homestead. And their property is right down the street from our property. So we were not able to pull into our property when we first arrived in Arkansas. It's completely filled with trees and brush, the whole 10 acres. There wasn't even room to like pull a camper or park a car or anything. So we have been parked on the Homestead, and we have been working to clear. Our goal is to clear about 100 feet by 150 feet. We might just get 100 by 100 done just so that we can get our camper down there, and then we'll continue the rest of the clearing once we're there. But it makes it a lot easier if we were on our property to work on it. You know, so instead of trying to haul everything back and forth and whatnot. So, but good news is, one of you lovely subscribers has sent us something that we really, really need that will help that out. So, we were gifted a metal shed, and most of you probably know we really needed it. Because we have a lot of stuff ready. We've got 2 tents for the kids with all the makings inside. We've got a outdoor bathhouse that's going to be quite amazing, and some of you have seen the picture of that. If you've seen our older episodes, I've thrown the picture of that tent in a couple times now, and it looks like a big giant Hershey's Kiss, and that's going to be so amazing to set up. And we're also going to be setting up our outdoor kitchen and some screened in tents and things for us to sit outside, because our camper is a 1998 camper and we have a lot of renovations to do on it. And this Arkansas humidity is not favorable to campers. So we need to do some major rehauling on the camper, and it's kind of hard to do when you're living in it. So we don't want to get started on any of those projects until we get the camper moved. So it's even more important that we get the camper moved ASAP so we can fix the things that are going wrong with it before it's completely destroyed. So we have a lot of the materials and to do the camper already. We're collecting things. We've got pallets out here full of stuff. So we have got a lot of stuff that we're getting ready to set up and a lot of projects that we're going to be doing. We are going to be so busy, but all of that depends on us getting our camper to our property. So, last night it rained so crazy again. So as all the stuff was dried out finally, now we're back into puddle land. So, there's nothing we can do about it, We just have to work around it, and a lot of it too is waiting for Sean to be off work. He is working a full-time job, so he's got 2 days off a week, and those 2 days are what we try to cram everything into. And sometimes those days off are, helping other people or having company over or just going out and doing something as a family or whatnot. So, we're working with what we got, We have a little bit more clearing to do, but we got this metal shed in the mail today. So what I need to do now is I didn't really want to put anything up on our property yet until we're done clearing, because we do plan on having somebody come in and smooth out the area for us, because where a lot of the trees were pushed over, all that root ball that was in the ground leaves a big giant hole where that root ball was. So we've got these little divots where the trees used to be, and we need to fill those in and kind of level it out. And I don't want any buildings or tents or anything in the way that we have to move again, so that we can try to get all the land leveled out and cleared first. But I might try to see if we can find a spot that we can put that metal shed up, because that would make it really nice if we can put some pallets underneath it or something and take everything that we got in these pallets behind us, and I can gradually move it down with the trailer or with the gorilla cart if I have to, and the e-bike, and we can start moving all of this stuff down. So there are just things that we're working on around here. Like I said, the kids are helping me go through all the cabinets inside, making sure all the laundry's caught up and all our blankets and sheets and all that stuff is nice and freshly washed before we go. We are going to be completely off-grid when we get there. We do not have power coming from the street. We do not have water coming from the street. And a lot of you have asked, how are we going to get water? The same way that we did in Arizona for 3 years. We are going to get an IBC tote that we put on our trailer. We will drive here to the Homestead, which is right down the street, maybe 1,000 to 1,500 feet from our property. And we've worked out a deal with Gary and Mary for now. We are going to haul water from their property. They already have the hookup over here from where our camper's parked right now. So we'll be able to just back in here and we can load up the water, cart it off to our camper at our new property and use it the same way. We just hook it up to our camper and it fills it, it runs it. So we do have running water. And an amazing subscriber also sent us another gift. Hold on, let me show you. This thing here. So, as many of you know, it's been getting very, very hot. And a subscriber sent me one of these to try out and see if they work well or not and see if it's helpful. And she sent a bunch of little ice packs, but the top of the machine here has got a circle lid where you put the water in here, and then it's also got another compartment at the bottom here, but it doesn't fit the rectangular square ice packs in it because it's got a round lid. So she also sent us some refreezable ice cubes, which are really cool. Xander got some fruit ones and Lexi got some star ones, and we got some round ones on the way. But she also sent Xander and Lexi one of these so that they'll have one in their tent and they can set it on their desks to help keep them cool in the summer. So, and we also have these little fans right here, which you can probably hear running because it's super hot. And I can't sit here without a fan on me right now. So as long as I'm sitting in front of the fan, I'm okay. So it's on low, so hopefully it's not too noisy for you. But she hooked us up to make sure that we were going to be staying cool. So we each have one of these little fans, and now we're going to be using these little cooling fans, which are like an evaporative cooler, or some people call them swamp coolers. But we want to say a special thank you to her for sending these and making sure that we're staying cool. So thank you so much. That's so awesome. But we also received some other gifts, and some of that stuff we're not going to unbox it until we go to actually set it up. A lot of it is stuff for our bathhouse and for the kitchen and things. Lexi got her desk in the mail the other day, so we're not going to unbox that and set it up yet. We're going to wait until we get their tent set up, and then we will unbox all that and put it together. So we don't have the space to put it anywhere here right now if I set up her desk. So we're going to wait to show you guys all of that stuff until we set up the tents. And it will be like Christmas Day, and we're going to have so many really amazing things to set up. And it's going to be so much fun. So we also have a few boxes over here. You guys probably can't see them, but we also have some boxes here that are for collaborations. And I know some of you guys don't really like watching collaborations. We really appreciate it when you guys do watch those. It's very helpful for us. One of the things that I'm going to be testing here for a collaboration is a small portable dishwasher. And we haven't had a dishwasher in 10 years. And no, we don't necessarily need a dishwasher. But we are going to be setting up this really amazing outdoor kitchen, and we are going to make it kind of fancy. Even though we're off-grid, doesn't mean we can't have amenities. So we are going to set up a little, it's a tabletop or like countertop, really small little dishwasher that's really cool. It's very low power and doesn't use hardly any energy. It has 2 ways you can fill it, hooking it up to a hose or to your sink faucet, or it actually has a water container on it that fits like 1.3 gallons of water in it. So you can also fill it manually with a pitcher. So I'm going to be showing you guys that, and it's pretty cool. So I'm testing it out right now, and I'm going to be finishing up the video here soon, so hopefully you'll see that within the next couple days. And then we also have another product that's a low energy or low watt usage that we're going to test out. As many of you may have just heard, right behind me here is our dryer. It's outside in the bubble tent, so it doesn't make the camper really hot. We do have a washing machine inside our camper. Or it's not a real big washing machine, but it is a small portable washing machine with low energy, and we use that to wash our clothes. And once we get to our property, we are going to have a really nice clothesline. So we will be drying our clothes on the line for the most part. As many of you know, it rains a lot in Arkansas, and we are not always going to be able to dry our clothes on the line. So we have a small little tiny dryer behind us that a subscriber sent us, and it's been working amazing. But a company reached out to us and told us that they have a small portable dryer that uses very, very low wattage, and that it dries it really fast, and want us to test it out. Well, part of our mission is to find really low watt usage appliances. Being that the dryer that we have works fine, but it is very small, and a lot of times we can only fit half of our washer load into the dryer at a time. So I thought it would be handy if we had a second dryer. If we are running on 100% power from the sun, that is the best time for us to do those kind of things. So we could run 2 dryers at the same time, and that way we could wash the one load at the same time. So the watt usage on both of these dryers would be less than a normal dryer. So some of you may ask, well, why don't you just run a big dryer then? Because the big dryers use a lot of wattage, and we do not have the battery capacity. We are hoping to get some more solar generators in the future. Right now we only have 1 main unit, and we have 2 smaller units that we divide up and move where we need to. But when we set up our new bathhouse, that's going to have our washer and dryers in it. So we are going to test out this little mini dryer and see if it's all they say it is. So that's going to be one of the videos that we got coming out too, is the dryer. And that is for the bathhouse. The other new thing that we've got that we need to try out, because these are all electronics that I want to make sure that they work before we get to our property, where we're going to have limited power and whatnot. But while we're here on the Gemstead, Gary has power run over here in case we ever need it, so I can use that power line that he has running over here to test these products out and make sure they work before we get them set up on our property. There's a 30-day return on items and things like that, so we want to make sure they work before we get past that date. So we're going to be setting them up here over the next couple days, and we're going to be doing some of those collaboration videos to test these products out. And the other thing that we got to test out is a 2-burner induction burner, and it's a portable one that has a lid on it and stuff, which is the one that we wanted because we are going to have it in our outdoor kitchen. So when we entertain company and we have a barbecue and have friends over and whatnot, we'll have all of these things in our outdoor kitchen, and we wanted the one with the lid on it so that it'll stay nice and clean since it's going to be outdoors. Eventually we will build like a really nice outdoor kitchen, and I want to put some like windows that open up that we can fold down during the time that we're using it, and if we're not using it we can board it back up and put the boards back up or something. Not really sure how I'm going to design that yet, but so we are going to have a temporary type outdoor situation where we have all this stuff set up, but we need to test it, guys, and I really appreciate your patience and your understanding with the collaboration videos. But that's part of our mission, is to not necessarily give up all the amenities in life just because we're living off grid. It's more about learning to be self-sufficient and not having an electric bill, and finding appliances and ways of living that use less power but not necessarily taking away all of our amenities. So I appreciate your patience and your understanding watching those collaboration videos. But you never know. You might like one of the products that we're going to show you, and maybe you're living in a small space, or maybe you want to get a tiny home, or maybe you live in a small apartment and you want to know what your options are too. And something that costs low energy is very helpful for many people right now. Always trying to find a way to reduce your energy costs. And that's part of our mission, is to find these items. It took us a while. We found a really low energy refrigerator. It's not the biggest refrigerator, it's like an apartment size, but it works great and it uses very, very low watts. So that is incredibly helpful. So we're on a mission to find out those things. We really appreciate your support and your love and following along on our journey as we learn new things. We hope that by sharing them with you that you learn some new things too that can help you out and lower your energy bills and give you more options. If you're going to pick out some things, maybe you think you can't afford a dishwasher, or you don't need a big old dishwasher or something, and you don't have the space for it. Well, they have this really, we have no counter space in our RV, but I have it set up in there and it's working amazing. So I can't wait to show it to you. So I hope that you stay tuned and bear with us on the next couple videos with our collaborations as we test out these products, and we'll be setting them up soon when we get to our property. So Sean is off work again Tuesday and Wednesday, I think, this week, so we are going to be back on our property finishing up what little bit we have left to clear. Xander's going to go down and help me move all the logs that Sean cut the last video you saw on his channel. So if you haven't seen that yet, head to Sean's channel at Sean at Back to Good. And he made a video just a few days ago of cutting up the other 2 big trees that we had down. And he's got all the logs down there. So Xander and I are going to go pick those up. We're going to take them over to the fire stack and stack those up. And then we have one more small patch to do. And then it's about time that we phone in a friend. And we've got a couple friends that have offered to try to help us. And they're both very busy. One of them is waiting, Jeff at Bobblehead. He's waiting for his skid steer to get fixed. Gary's been working on it, so hopefully Gary's got that running soon, or if maybe it's already running, I don't know. But Jeff said that maybe he could come down to our property and practice a little bit, and we can try to flatten out some of our spot for our RV just a little bit. Wiley at our mountain home, and working with Wiley, he's also offered to help us out a little bit. And he's a very busy man, so we have to try to catch people when they're available, and we're going to go from there. But just wanted to touch base with you guys because we haven't done any recording, and wanted to make sure you guys know that we're still working on things, but A lot of the stuff we're working on is not, it's inside the camper, and it's really hard to record in there. The space, it's very cramped in there, so it's hard to move around, and the lighting in there is really horrible. It's really hard to see anything when you're recording in there. So, and like I said, the kids don't want to be on the video, so you know, it's what it is, and we just haven't got any recording done. So we are getting ready to go do some more recording though, and I've got a lot of videos to put out. And once we get to our property, guys, I don't know, I think we got so much work to do for the next several months that there's going to be a lot coming. So bear with us and stay tuned and see all the amazing excitement that is about to happen, because it is so crazy. So thank you so much, and we love you all, and we appreciate all of your support in following our journey. Have a great day, everyone. It's always a great day in Arkansas.